So marine silk is used for basically everything that you craft in the endgame of Fantasy Life I. There's obviously the King's Wool, but outside of that material, the other level 5 equipment material that you'll be using a lot is marine silk. You gotta use it for like everything. First off, we can't forget that when we craft things individually instead of crafting them in a batch, we do get 4 of them instead of 1 as long as we perfect the crafting. If you're crafting in multiples and get perfect, then you'll notice that you get a 2.5 times multiplier. Let me sacrifice some marine silk to show you. Normally, it doesn't really matter like this, but marine silk is a super unique resource in Fantasy Life I. It's exceptionally limited to monster drops, and exceptionally common and required craftings for ranking up to hero for crafting lives. You're gonna find yourself coming back to marine silk a couple times, so do yourself a favor and farm a bunch of it right now without wasting time crafting one by one. You can see here that we were crafting 2 marine silks and got a perfect. That was multiplied by 2.5 times as a result for a large haul of 5 marine silks. Now let's see what happens when we perfectly craft 1 single marine silk. As you'll see here, the multiplier is actually 4 times when crafting individual materials. 4 marine silk from the perfect large haul. If you don't want to spend time grinding the actual threads, this is a good way to get a higher yield out of the threads you do get. But let's talk about a method that makes sure you don't have to worry about threads ever again. In order for this method to work, you will need a full set of drop rate up armor. This includes 3 paladin allies with drop rate up on both of their shield skill slots. Head to B3 of the depths, and make sure that you go in through the regular entrance. You can see it marked by the treasure chest. When you head in, turn right to find some spiders who don't drop marine thread. But you'll find that both the sand spiders and the gloom spiders have chances of dropping pink silk thread, which is also required for Taylor. It's a bit easier to come by though. In my opinion, the gloom spiders have a higher chance of dropping pink thread than the sand spiders. If you ever need to get some, go for the gloom spiders with a light element weapon. Anyways, we're coming up on the cave stars here, and that's the focus of this video, because as you'll see, even if they're grass type, they drop marine thread. And here's the crazy thing about that. Yes, every enemy has their own individual unique drops, but this enemy isn't as unique as you might expect. I was confused for the longest time because Stelloroid and Cave Star aren't just the same model. They have the same exact identical texture. The only difference is their name, their element, and the fact that they drop completely different items. Meteoroid has different colors and nice little shooting stars across him. It's a different texture overall. There's a glowing additional star in the center as well. Meanwhile, Cave Star and Stelloroid are literally, it's the same exact thing. Why would level 5 do this? It makes no sense to me. Level 5 loves their recolors. They love doing recolors. Here, they didn't even bother to recolor the Stelloroid. So there's gonna be some guy in the comments who's like, oh, I've seen Cave Star in other locations. But the issue is that it's not Cave Star, it's Stelloroid, okay? And those don't drop what we need. So we're gonna abuse the Teleportation Gate here. It's a function that level 5 added themselves. Teleportation Gate was not a function in the game at the start. You can teleport between 2 entirely different areas, and it's just as abusable as you might imagine, because obviously Fantasy Life wasn't super designed for this in the first place. So we're just gonna keep teleporting back and forth and killing these cave stars. We got a marine thread from him. Kill him, marine thread. Kill him, marine thread. We're getting 100% marine threads here. 1 per cave star. Now the bad news is 1 isn't really that good. Why? Because you need 2 to craft a marine silk. And how many marine silks do you need to craft a single piece of armor? For the artist set, it's 3 for the hat, 3 for the gloves, 3 for the shoes, and 4 for the apron. You need to craft 2 full sets of marine silk requiring armor in order to hero rank your tailoring and blacksmithing lives together. When I counted my requirements, it was something around 40 marine silks. So if you're gonna craft in multiples, try to have at least 60 marine threads so that you craft a batch of 30, do it perfectly, and then end up with more marine silk than you could ever need for these crafting lives. If you really want to make multiples of stuff or complete your collection, you're going to need even more marine thread. So if you ever see a cave star when you're in a treasure grove, don't bother killing it. It's a stelloroid. I have done 1 trillion treasure groves, and I even mistakenly tried to kill a bunch of stelloroids to get marine threads. It doesn't work, and I've never seen Cave Star himself appear in the treasure groves. That's the biggest issue with this stupid thread. It's not just essential monster material for the central crafting life quest. It's also on an enemy who's not actually a recolor. He's like lazier than a recolor. He's just taking the same enemy and giving it a different name. We don't even have a term for something so lazy. It's recycling content. I can understand the white woolly and the rowdy woolies. Sometimes you gotta show off your rowdy side. The red wolves and the grotto wolves, you know, it's different because they're in the grotto for sure. Absolutely, I'll give you that level 5. But the star beetle baller and the ancient beetle baller, this is where I draw the line. They start putting actually interesting, important late game drops mixed in with crap that you don't want to bother killing. And you have no clue what you're going to actually get unless you take the time to look at the encyclopedia and realize, wow, you are given level 5 the benefit of the doubt. Your memory isn't wrong, they're just lazy. These two enemies are called different things, have totally different drops, and yet they look identical. The easiest way to tell is the different element icon next to their name. It's practically more indicative of a different enemy than the name itself. As if it doesn't get more confusing than that, the water-type stelloroid does not drop marine thread, but the grass-type case start? Guess what thread it drops? It's kind of insulting too. The Stardust linen can literally just be bought in bulk at any shop along with the threads. Marine thread and marine silk are 3-star rarity too, the same exact rarity. This thing's impossible to get. You can't buy it. You have to craft it from enemy drops. I do like that in this game, but they should actually give it the proper attention that they're implying it demands by giving the silk a higher rarity so you know it's kind of rare, and actually skinning the enemy which drops such an important item. I'm getting heated about stuff that doesn't matter here. So if you understand what I'm saying, make sure to subscribe for more Fantasy Life content, join us live on stream to conquer those treasure groves with stelloroids, and join our level 5 Discord to find more people to play with. With love and peace, thanks for watching.